So we can have one person run a machine and have two other people that are lesser skilled on that machine and get very high productivity. In our older system, we need to have 5 qualified workers to do that. We're a commercial printer and also a book manufacturer, and you're inside of our plant. This is our digital press room. So we're running a automated printing company. We've got digital printing, automated bindery, automated front end, and we've brought it all together to have our workflows work from order entry to delivery. In this plant, we focus on 3 main applications. We do custom books, which are photo books and children's books. We also do direct mail, which is also customized. Almost everything we run is personalized. And then we have our commercial print. And each of those is roughly 1/3 of our business. The book section is slightly higher, maybe 40%. Keeping track of all the technology we have is it's difficult. We have a lot of things going on, and most people don't realize the amount of technology inside a modern printing company. From order entry, reading those files, pre-flighting them, organizing them, grouping them together so we can run. The process is pretty intense. We have several developers on staff and also remote that are working every day to keep our plant running. We got into this market almost because of the way we were forced to. Back in the 90s, Linemark was a pretty small company. We were not able to keep up with the companies that had multiple 6-color 40-inch presses. So we went into digital printing at that time. That's when we bought our first Indigo press in the 90s. Right around 2000, we had our first web-to-print print stores set up. So we've been doing this custom short-run work forever in our minds, and we've grown into a lot of other things from then. And e-commerce really worked very well. The customization from an e-commerce perspective to what we can manufacture was just a really good fit for us. Oh, the development and technology has just been amazing. The things we're doing now, we couldn't have done 20 years ago. The speed of the internet has helped out tremendously. Speed of computers, the ability to get things done. We knew this was coming, but it was always a question of when. My realization of the automation that could happen in printing happened with the beginning of the PDF file. At that time, we started seeing things that we could really automate. And nowadays, with our workflows, we have PDF files. We're using barcodes to drive everything, and those are 2D barcodes. Those are 128 barcodes. And we're handling that from the beginning of the order coming in all the way through our production processes, checking quality of the work, checking matching covers to text, all the way through delivery is all driven by barcode systems. With the automation that we have now, we're looking at over 10,000 books a day that we can produce. And we're going to push that closer to 20,000 books a day with the type of equipment and the automations that we have now.
Certainly the timing wasn't ideal when it came time for us to decide to automate, but really the customers really put us in a situation where, you know, we wanted to grow with them, we wanted to make sure we were servicing them. So you're making a decision based on what's the future of the business going to look like from a business development standpoint of view, and it was a necessary decision. I think the sales team absolutely accepted the direction that we were headed. They see it as well. With each of the clients that they're talking to, their clients want automation. So basically, we're judged on 3 main criteria. One is the quality of the product. One is the speed in which we're getting it out, the SLA in the POD business. And then the other is how much can we get out and under duress, under pressure during peak times. So those are the 3 KPIs that we're looking at. And our sales team, they're under that pressure all the time with the clients of making sure we can execute with those 3 criteria. Those channels are very important to us. We look at the role of our account development team changing dramatically, and it's a different skill set than what it used to be. It's still managing clients' expectations and making sure that we're doing everything that they need us to do is very important. But they also, our team members of today, need to know a lot more about social media. They need to know a lot more about how our clients prefer to communicate. Our clients don't necessarily need to see us every single week or every single month. They want to have a digital connection as well. The Book of One has been a good decision for us. We have 3 levels of business here. We have a direct mail business, which is about 1/3 of our business. We have a print-on-demand business, and then we have a general commercial business. Each one is profitable at different times of the year, and each one are interdependent on each other. In general, the print-on-demand business is moving towards being a more profitable piece of our business, and it is also the fastest growing portion of our business. Absolutely. Yeah, we have definitely a hybrid model. Each one is interdependent on each other. So if you look at the print-on-demand or Book of One business, a lot of our clients are manufacturing a Book of One. But in order to support that Book of One, there's inserts that go into packages. There's packaging itself. There's other kinds of promotional literature. So that comes into play with our commercial business as well. There's end sheets. There's gift wrap. There's different levels of product packaging that needs to be printed elsewhere. So we're able to tie that in together.
From a background, we've always kind of watched and followed like a theory of constraints, looking for bottlenecks. For years, the bottlenecks was in printing. We couldn't rip files fast enough. We could not print fast enough. That was solved a couple years ago. We have enough equipment now that's fast enough that that's no longer our bottleneck. And then it moved into the bindery section. The bottleneck always moves as your volumes go up. And now it's really in the people to handle all the product on the back end after we've printed and bound all those books, getting them out the door. We were doing high volumes, but we had to use multiple pieces of equipment. So there was a lot of variability in quality. The quality really depended on the operator on that particular machine. And we might have 4 or 5 different machines doing the same process with 4 or 5 different operators. So there was a lot of quality disparity, and we didn't have the barcoding systems to do the matching. Now we have all that built into one system, and it just works a lot better. From a staffing perspective, with the more automated equipment, we need very skilled operators, but we don't need as many of them. So we can have one person run a machine and have 2 other people that are lesser skilled on that machine and get very high productivity. In our older system, we need to have 5 qualified workers to do that. When we first started in the custom book business years ago, we would go and talk to a manufacturer, and we told them that we wanted every book to be different thicknesses, different sizes. And they were absolutely, no, that's not the way our machinery is built. It's built to do one large quantity and all the books should be the same. In a custom book world, things have changed, and we needed the customization that a manual machine had with the speed and productivity that a production machine has. Now Mueller has that, and really with the integration of end sheet tipping, binding, and trimming all in one line, we have everything that we need to really produce high volumes of good books. We acquired a binding line which consisted of an end sheet tipper, a Mueller Martini Vario binder, and the Infinitrim trimmer. And then we also put in an EMP casing inline. All of that is barcode driven so that the book blocks that we make on the Vario match and work together with the book blocks and covers on the EMP. So we case in a hardcover book. All the customization, all of the variability is matched by barcode, and we can produce those at a very high rate. Mueller Martini did a great job during our installation. They helped us with the installation. Because of COVID, it was pushed right until the beginning of our busy season, and they actually supplied technicians to help us with the production so we could get product through and meet our clients' demands. They did a great job. Oh, absolutely. we're meeting demands for all of our clients on a daily basis. We're also producing the highest quality book that we've ever produced, and I believe the highest quality book in the market.
We think the business is going to continue to run on 3 rails, and the most dominant rail of that is going to be most likely the print on demand or book of one, and that's the one that we see growing the most, and we think that'll take care of itself. But as obvious by our investments with companies like Mueller Martini, we're going towards that print on demand book of one business. That's where we think we want to be. We see us in about 5 years or so being more automated, able to handle more volume, continuing to grow in that book of one business, and to try to play a major role as one of the leaders in that business.